Welcome to another moment of wisdom, brought to you in part by Verbal Substance. Today's word of interest is assumption. Assumptions refer to beliefs or premises that are considered to be true without direct evidence or proof. These are often taken for granted or accepted as the basis for reasoning, discussion, or action. The first example would be when a new employee on his first day at work comes across another worker while walking towards his assigned area. While walking, the employee spots a worker wearing a red scarf on his head, waving at him and seemingly displaying distinctive hand gestures. The employee assumes the worker may be a gang member and, with reluctance, decides to return the greeting with a similar hand gesture. But as the employee draws closer, he is baffled when he notices the worker appears to have several missing fingers on his hand. The offended worker now has a scowl on his face and attempts to flip a bird towards the employee with whatever fingers he has left. The new employee is utterly embarrassed and doesn't dare look the worker in his eyes and walks on. Another example would be when later that day, the new employee is given a specific task by his immediate supervisor, who's preoccupied repairing a machine and commands him to give a stack of folders to young Ho. The employee is confused by his supervisor's terminology of young Ho to describe an individual and would like him to clarify the intended person. The supervisor reiterates, then points towards three individuals who appears to be a heavy-set senior woman, a middle-aged lady, and an Asian man. The employee heads towards this direction, and when he finally reaches the group, he hands a stack of folders to the middle-aged woman. The woman is curious, then asks the employee about the folders, who then merely states he's fulfilling his supervisor's request. The woman calls for the supervisor to ask why was she given the items. The supervisor then yells at the new employee that he was told to give the folders to young Ho. In his defense, the employee immediately responds that out of the three standing there, she was clearly the youngest Ho present. The supervisor points to the Asian man's name tag to clarify who the intended person was, while the woman is highly offended and yells at the new employee. The new employee is dismissed by his supervisor and sent to the Human Resources Office, where he was later terminated on the spot for violating company policy by disrespecting a female employee by labeling her a Ho, not to mention previous complaints by another worker he assumed was a member of the Bloods. The moral of the story is to never base decisions off of assumptions, or you may seriously regret your actions. I hope you enjoyed this lesson on assumptions. Until next time.